Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another podcast of Formula A. Good morning or good afternoon to wherever you are around the world. We are up to 7 countries now listening, which is pretty awesome. Today, we will be reviewing the French Grand Prix, and we'll be doing a Hungary preview. This will be the second last podcast before the big summer break. So let's dive right into it. We got Kyle, Marcus, and myself here.
What's going on, Ryan? Thanks for that glorious intro.
Yeah, I say we get right to it and talk about the clowns of the weekend.
Yeah, the circus is back in town, boys.
It's
pain, pure pain.
Yeah. Did you guys hear like the radio message where Charles just screams no?
Oh yeah.
That was just
heard in every country around the world, I would say, right?
Yeah.
That was painful.
I think it was the fact that it led in with heavy breathing before the no. It was like a tragic scene from a movie. Like I almost teared up listening to it.
Yeah. It kind of felt like Titanic when, I can't remember their names, but Buddy like lets go overhand, whatever, and falls off, and yeah, poor guy. But yeah, it's another what could have been for Ferrari, and another day of Max saying, "Well, thanks, I'll take that win."
And Mercedes just picking up the scraps there, but this might be a little bit of a controversial one because we saw Charles take full blame in the press conference. The way that spin happened, though, do we think it was maybe the sticky throttle that he was having, or do you guys just think it was driver error?
I will say I know Ryan might be shaking his head. I don't know if that was a head shake or not, but I will say there had to have been something with the throttle, I think. I would say it's 50-50 the blame between Leclerc and the car itself. It just seemed a weird place to drop it.
Yeah.
Like you're not even on throttle at that point of the corner, and it just seemed to just pirouette just randomly. It was really strange. And not an error I would expect from anybody in Formula One, let alone a guy that's going for a championship. What do you think, Ryan?
So I actually just watched the race's YouTube video regarding the exact incident, and the message that came over the radio that everyone threw the tinfoil hats on for was, I can't get off the throttle. But that message was actually regarding him trying to go in reverse when he was in the wall, and he was saying, I can't get on the throttle. Like, I couldn't get enough throttle to pull the car out in reverse, because Charles made a statement that actually the car was in somewhat okay shape. So if he could get out of the wall, he could have continued.
Because it wasn't a hard hit, right? Like, it was...
Yeah. Mattia Binotto also stated that there was no issue with the throttle, and that his engineer talking about going back to 0% was, again, regarding him trying to get in reverse. So take it how you will. Team principals are extremely honest guys that never make anything up. Lots of hints of sarcasm there.
Nice.
But anyway, I hate to say it, I don't think there was a throttle issue. I think there was a tire deg issue, and then marbles, and just got out to a part of the track at a speed where the car said no thanks, and that was that. You're a passenger. Spin.
Well, with the 63-point gap now to Max, do we think it's possible to claw back? And because a lot of people have been posting the meme where it's showing Charles in the wall and Seb in the wall in 2018.
It does feel very similar, actually.
Right?
That was the turning point for Seb. That's where he lost the championship. And I feel I do feel like this is it. Honestly, if I'm being brutally honest, I would love to see a good fight right to the end, but I mean, how on earth are you going to make up... What's the gap? 63. How on earth are you going to make up 63 points to Verstappen?
3 DNFs from Max.
Yeah, I cannot see that happening. I just can't.
So, if Charles were to win 2 or 3 more races with Max in second, and Max DNFs 2 races with Charles winning, that puts him right back in contention.
So but that just sounds crazy. Like, what has
Yes,
to
it
happen?
does.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you guys are remembering what season we just came off of, 2021. So I am still have post-trauma and the belief that anything can happen in the Formula One season. And we are only 50% of the way. Anything can happen. So I'm still not ruling Charles and Ferrari out. You could have bad luck from Red Bull, and maybe Hamilton's pace gets up there, and
Yeah,
Max.
but you're asking for a lot too. Like, we even saw how terrible the strategy calls were, where they're calling Carlos in mid-battle to jump in the pits.
Oh.
He finally gets past Sergio, and they're like, "Okay, box now. Yeah, you know what? You're right. Let's box." And with 10 laps to go, they put mediums on instead of softs.
Yeah. No sense at all.
why do you even? But hear me out. Why would you even pit with 10 laps to go? Like, just run the mediums out.
That's what
Yeah,
that's
he
what
would
I'm
have
saying,
got he would have gotten probably 5 seconds on Perez and Russell, especially after they came
Oh,
together.
Yeah.
And then he
maybe
probably
not
still
even-
would have.
He might not have got Perez, just for speculation. But that still puts him in P. That would have put him in P4.
Yeah, it's a few extra points. Yes,
Yeah.
and they need those points desperately, because if you guys are paying attention to the standings, Merc is getting close to Ferrari with a car that, like, Ferrari arguably has the best car this year. Debatable. It kind of varies between tracks, who's faster, Red Bull or Ferrari, but I would give a slight edge to the Ferrari personally. And
Yep, I
they're
agree.
clawing on the second to a car behind them that should not be fighting them at all. And here we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just find ways to blow it. Like, that Sainz Paris thing was so stupid. Like, how many TVs do you guys have in there? And not one of you is, like, paying attention to the monitor to see what's going on in the race?
Yeah, like, as he's passing the pit entry, okay, or signs, okay, box. It's like, dude, what? Why?
Yeah.
Like, they were literally side by side on the straight. They're like, no, box now.
Well, yeah, and it's just so distracting, too. I mean, I'm going wheel to wheel with a guy at, like, 150 km/h to these corners. And I got the engineer screaming at me to pull in the pits, which is, like, 2 feet away. Like, what?
Well, you gotta remember, radio messages don't come in exactly when they're played.
Yeah, that's
They
fair.
are sometimes late.
That
But
is-
even if it was, like you said, even if it was the back straight, like, you were in Perez's slipstream. This is not the time to come in.
Yeah, even if it doesn't matter how late that message was, like, they were close the whole lap. So
Yeah.
at some point,
And,
nobody was
and
paying attention.
I'm no F1 engineer by any means, but, like, I can take a look at someone's car and go, yeah, he's got 11 laps left in those tires.
Yeah, I mean, he had the pace. He could have managed them to get to the end. I don't have any doubt about that. Like,
Like, no one blew up a tire like last year's Azerbaijan style. Like, I didn't see any Pirelli blowing up, so I don't think there was a risk of that. So why not keep him out and just, like I said, try and build a 5-second gap to whomever.
yeah,
But, hey,
which in hindsight would have been no problem, because Perez and Russell slowed each other down so much, battling each other. Sainz would have been long gone. So he would have even
Yeah.
had time to
Yeah,
take.
because it was, what was it, like 15 seconds to Lewis, too? So he had all the clear air.
Yeah, and you would
That's
have
true.
had
I didn't
time.
think of that.
Yeah, and he would have had time to even run a few slow laps too, right? So
now would the late VSC would have messed them up though?
Well,
they
no,
didn't
because
do a
VSC
restart.
doesn't with gaps.
Yeah.
It just, all
Yeah,
it
it
does
wasn't a
is...
full safety car. That's right. There was no restart. Sorry.
yeah, and that,
So, yeah,
that VSC was only
I don't
like
know.
half a lap, I think it lasted. So
Yeah, it was short.
yeah, nothing really doing there.
And then also, since we're dragging Ferrari through the mud here, how about that pit release?
Oh
Yeah,
my
there's a-
God.
Well, I mean, they don't pay attention to the TV monitors. Why would they pay attention to what's coming at them in the pit lane?
Well, to be
Like,
fair, so the front jack man moved out of the way, but he hadn't been dropped from the back. So there was a delay with there was something going on at the back of the car, like the car wasn't fully on the ground when they moved out of the way.
yeah, but again, I mean, just how many guys do the pit stops? You figure one of them would just tell the front guy, like, hold. There's somebody coming. I mean,
do we need to go back to the day with the no and go signs that flip?
you might
Remember
have.
when they used to have the stick with the stop and go sign? They just flip it upside down.
Yeah. Well, if it's
Looks
like
like
that.
Ferrari needs those again.
If it's like that, because, like, you know, Albon had to lock the brakes to avoid hitting him, and then he almost ran over a McLaren pit member, too.
I mean, luckily Albon hadn't gotten new tires yet, so he was just locking up on old rubber.
Well, just hear me out. How scary would it have been if Albon didn't react the way he did? If he bumped Sainz and then Sainz went into the McLaren crew, like that could have been really, really, really ugly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would just be a nightmare situation for McLaren, especially now that Alpine's got them in points. I had to bring it up.
Okay. You won't get caught by Alpha. I was checking the stats, so you're safe.
That shouldn't even be a question. Like, that's depressing that we're even, like, considering that.
Well, after Barcelona, I thought McLaren was going to be challenging for third, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, so did I.
Well, I mean, I guess that's a good thing about this season is there's a lot of swings, and where there's, you know, like, oh, this guy could be in the fight, and then he drops off, and then all of a sudden this guy's in the fight, this team's in the fight. Like, Alpha started off, like, when they started off, it was like, I thought, there's no way we're not beating these guys. And Alpha's totally fallen off now. They're on a terrible run right now. And then, you know.
Yeah, because first few races, Bottas was in the top 8, right?
Oh, yeah. He's like, was it Imola where he was challenging for the podium, too, towards the end?
Yeah.
So, and then now they're just nowhere to be found anymore. So.
Well, it seems like Alpha liked the medium to low speed tracks, so I can't remember off the top of my head what Bottas's record is at Hungary. I think he does okay there.
Well, if it's bowling, yeah, he's really good at bowling.
Stole it. I was waiting for somebody.
I was just about to say, as long as it's dry for Mr. Bottas, then he should be okay.
Yes, Bottas.
So maybe we could see another top 8 if it's dry.
Potentially.
Because that might be a track that favors Alpha. I don't know what they've done as far as upgrades have gone, if they've fallen behind in the upgrade wars.
It might be. It might be. That could be something to consider.
But
yeah, it'd be interesting. There's a lot of guys. There's a lot of teams that they might not have upgrades for Hungary, but after the summer break. So there's a lot of development going on right now in these next couple races, which is exciting because we don't know what could happen after a few weeks. It could be a lot of change, right? So.
Yeah. Nicky could be challenging for a world championship.
Oh, yeah. Hamilton, Russell. You never know. Double podium.
Kyle's right on the Hamilton hype train here.
Double podium, guys. 2 Union Jacks up there. God save the Queen. It was.
Prof, are you taking a piss? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you mad?
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it? I love to see the pace in Mercedes. Like, let me just put it that way. From a neutral standpoint, I like to see 3 teams going for a win. Now, Verstappen was in a league of his own today again. Obviously, you know, we don't know what
I think
Leclerc.
Charles had him pretty, like, had Charles not DNF, that would have been an easy win for Charles, in my opinion.
I don't think so. Because he wasn't peeling away from Max, but Max had no chance but was having a hard chance to pass him. So now you're leaving it down to strategy.
And we all know who's going to win that one.
So there you go. Who's going to...
Yeah. Strategy, sorry, I just remembered. Plan E was for explosion.
Oh, yeah.
I think we determined Plan D for Carlos was detonate. We're just going to detonate your race.
Plan dumbass.
Plan B for Leclerc. I did see barrier was a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Or boop.
Yeah, boop.
Plan S, Benalla.
Yeah. So we can do the whole Ferrari plan alphabet here.
There's got to be a Plan W, Plan Wall.
Yeah. Plan
I know you're trying to bait me into it, so I'm just not going to say it, Ryan.
Oh, I know, and you guys are trying to bait me with all that British bias.
Okay, realistically, hold on a second. Realistically, do you think, we've asked this before, are Merc actually for real now? Because, and the reason I ask this is because they put upgrades on, they went out and practiced in qualifying, and they were disappointed, they thought they'd do better. Race comes around, their race pace is wicked. It's top tier. Well, I'll do 1.5 tier. They weren't on Verstappen's level, obviously, but are they actually for real this time?
So I have a little theory on Mercedes, and it's impressive. They're not bringing upgrades that are massive. They're like little steps, but they haven't gone backwards in any way. So every little upgrade they're doing, it's just slowly getting there and getting there. Like, look at the porpoising now. Like, the car is so steady compared to Azerbaijan. Like, and yeah, I guess they're not seeing massive qualifying pace difference or race pace or straight line speed differences, but I think it's going to come. Like, they're definitely moving in the right direction, but they're moving at a slower pace than I think they would like to. But me personally, I'd rather make small steps in the right direction than, like, let's say 2 large steps forward, 1 step back.
Yeah.
Like it seems like.
Here's another question for you, Ryan. Do you think a Mercedes win is in the books this year?
After that pace, yeah. Like, Hamilton was in second. If you can split the Ferraris and Red Bulls, and now you're only relying on 2 cars instead of all 4 have an issue of some sort, then absolutely, I think Hamilton or Russell could be in contention to get a win. Can they get a win on merit? That I think is dicier. Can they get a win on merit with the luck of some
right place at the right time?
Right place at the right time. You know, Max has an engine issue or bumps into somebody, or, you know, Leclerc hits a wall again, or whatever the case may be. Then yeah, absolutely, they have the chance. Like, imagine the power unit crapped out and your prediction was right. That's a Hamilton win right there in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and
I think it's very possible.
Yeah, well, especially with these European races, it's so hot over there right now too. That could take a huge toll on some of these powertrains. We never know, right? So as long as Mercedes put themselves in a position that they can capitalize on somebody else's, you know, the point is the upgrades they're doing, they're now fast enough that if somebody does have an issue, they're right there to pounce on it. I think they've put themselves in a good position there, as long as they just put their heads down and keep clean, and, you know, don't launch it like a torpedo up the inside into a chicane, and they're good to go.
Well, Kvyat's not here anymore, so we don't need to worry
we don't
about
have Kvyat anymore. That's true.
Well, we have a new Kvyat. We have Russell.
Yeah, and I'm
no,
on.
he turned in on me, man.
Yeah. George, just put your head down and race. I'm with the Red Bull guys on this one. That was a really late move. There's no way.
Wait. Time out. We pause and hit rewind. I'm going to put my ear closer. Can I hear that again, please? Can you repeat that?
I'm on your side for this one.
Okay. I won't be too pompous, but that's got a sweet wind to it.
Well, it's like that meme now. It's like George is the type of guy to hit someone and say he turned in on me.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
That's what it is.
Ready.
It's like, you can't. Here's the deal. He was faster here, and it was an ambitious move, but you can't just, like, throw yourself up the inside when there's no hope of getting to the inside, and then just say, well, he turned in on me. Well,
yeah, you have to take the corner.
Yes, and you have to use your brakes. You can't just launch yourself up there and just claim, turn in every time. That's not how it works.
He kind of hopped the curb and shot into Perez, and I actually think Perez did a really good job avoiding that incident to be worse than it could.
Yes.
Now, on the contrary, I think Perez had a terrible race. He should have been quicker all around.
Oh, yeah.
But I will say, this Perez versus Russell little rivalry that's beginning, I like it. It's spicy.
It's great.
Is spicy.
It's great. It's great for the fans. It's great for the sport. And yeah, I think they're just gonna keep going at it because they seem pretty similar on performance right now, like driver wise. So I think we're gonna see a lot more of this between the two. And I mean, I was gonna use your segue there, and I'm remembering it. I held on to it because if it wasn't for Perez turning, like, you know, he says, you know, Russell says, "Oh, Perez turned in on me, and we're gonna crash." Well, if Perez wasn't alert and didn't take to the runoff, you would have crashed. So you almost caused a collision, and Perez bailing out of the corner is the only thing that stopped it. So it's good on Perez for being alert there, and I'm sure, here it is, he only wishes he could have been that alert on a VSC restart.
Yep.
Oh, that was brutal.
You know,
Yeah.
Russell, I was annoyed with Russell that race between his driving and his whining, but he won that fair and square. Like, there was no contest. Perez was absolutely head in the clouds taking a nap. And Russell said, "Thanks, I'll happily drive right by you."
Yeah, it was really bizarre because I think I did see something about, like, oh, he was told that he was going to go back to green in turn 9 or something, and then it didn't go until 12. But it's like, well, the other guy knew, so you're all getting the same info. It's straight from the race director, right? They're not telling the teams different corners, so.
Yeah, like, I don't know if, like, again, I'm not an F1 driver by any means, but even in F1, the game, like, when I know the VSC is coming to an end, wherever I am on the track, I am eyes on that electronic flag,
Yeah.
looking for green, or my head is stared straight at the steering wheel,
Yeah.
waiting for that green on the steering wheel. Because one of the two are going to go green. If green means go.
Well, and to that point, like, Russell did pull a move that was straight out of the F1 games too, because you have to, with the VSC, you have to keep an average delta time, right? So all he does is he knows exactly when it's going to go green again, so he goes super slow before that to bring that average way down, and then he can just punch it right before it goes green, and Perez is just like a sitting duck, right? So he just timed the delta perfectly.
Yeah.
So, bloody brilliant. Boy George. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a good battle. That was a good battle. I like the little rivalry. I'm with you on that one. Good to
So
see.
did I.
There was... Oh, wait. One other rivalry. Seb Vettel and Lance Stroll for a single
it.
point. Sorry, that
Spicy little
was
teammate
sick.
rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Vettel was going to take out his front wing on Stroll's rear tire in that last corner. I'm so shocked they didn't make contact.
I thought
Yeah.
so. I honestly thought they did. Like, they wouldn't show a replay, but it looked like it was millimeters between.
Maybe they did touch and it just wasn't enough to actually, like, really damage the car.
Yeah.
But I thought it was going to be way worse.
Yeah, it was mega close. Did Lance brake check him at all, do you think?
He brake tested me.
Yeah, or did Seb just get on the gas too early? What do you? Cause
Imagine Seb drove around the side of him after the checkered flag and just drove into the side of him.
Oh, dude, flashbacks. Yes.
That would have been the funniest thing.
I forgot about that.
Imagine
Damn.
just the cool down lap.
That was another day where Seb really said, "Here, Lewis, championship, yours." That year.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Lance's rookie year, right? I think that was 2018, the same year, if I remember correctly.
That was Singapore or Malaysia?
Azerbaijan.
Was it?
Was it Azerbaijan? Well,
I thought it was
that's where he
a-
drove
yes.
into Lewis. But the one that
Yeah,
was
wait,
on
which one are you? That's the one I'm talking about.
Oh, no, there was that cool down lap. It might have been Malaysia. It was one of the Asian tracks. I don't think we go to, is Malaysia or maybe China? Maybe?
Yeah, where they made contact.
Yeah, it was on
And
the
then-
cool down lap. And it
yeah.
was Seb and Lance. It was,
Oh, I don't recall that. I'm gonna have to refine that.
yeah, and it wasn't like a light hit. Like,
Yeah,
Seb's
it was
car
like
was destroyed.
Yeah, the wheel was like hanging on top of the.
Yeah, and here's my thank you for reminding me that the elephant memory. It was Pascal Wehrlein gave Seb a ride back to the pits on his car. There you go.
Oh, I do remember.
Yeah, the old Sauber cars. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Seb thought about that again.
You know, it's funny. You think about how sketchy it would be to get a ride on the side of an F1 car with open wheels. Like, that's so
Old school.
that's so sketchy. Like, if you slip and your a limb gets in between the tire and the road.
Well, not even that. Just imagine the rocks getting launched at you.
Oh yeah, you must feel that stuff. Those tires are kicking up every bit of dust there is. So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, we had the Stroll versus Vettel, and then we had a couple good battles. Some didn't end very well.
there was quite a bit of contact that race.
I'll go with the second best one. I think was Latifi versus Magnussen. I thought he had the move done, and he just squeezed Magnussen a little too tight. What do you guys think? Do you think Magnussen was being greedy and should have backed off, or do you think Latifi was just too tight, or do you think it was a mix of both? Because I called it a racing incident, in my opinion. I don't think one was really at fault.
Yeah, I would definitely label that a racing incident. That's a tight corner, man, and we didn't really see many overtakes there during the race, and the one that we did, it just didn't work out, and I think it was just two guys just trying to go into the same spot, and that's it. I think Magnussen maybe got a penalty for it, if I remember, or maybe not.
Did he? I don't recall that. I don't think he did.
Maybe he didn't, because I think they both ended up retiring, so I guess it wouldn't even matter anyway.
That's true.
Yeah, so yeah, bad day for Haas. Their double point streak is over, unfortunately for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Mick got hammered by Joe Guan Yu too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got smoked. That was you know what? Joe lost the car and then did his best to recover it, and it just happened to take out Mick with him. I don't think it was bad driving or malicious.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, no, you could tell he kind of lost the car a little bit, and he was just trying to straighten out, and unfortunately, Mick's car was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he deserved the penalty. It was unfortunate because I don't think it was, like we just said, wasn't like a stupid move on Joe's part. I guess you could say it was just
Driver
experience,
error.
not knowing your tires, not knowing your cornering speeds, and how much clean air is on your front wing and stuff like that. Right, but oh well, it happened and they moved on, and yeah, it sucks for Haas. Joe's car didn't even make it to the end of the race anyway, so
Yeah.
it really didn't matter.
Another casualty.
Yeah, and then the last one that I liked was I didn't like, but it was an incident. Was Ocon just kind of did what Russell did, but earlier in the race, just hopped that curb and
Yeah.
drove right into Sonoda.
He said, "This is my home race. Nobody
Yeah,
touches
that
me."
was-
Yeah.
Clear-cut penalty.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ocon
Still a
just
good
saw
weekend.
Sonoda's car and was like, "Ouais, ben, casse-toi,
Yeah.
let me by."
Still an okay weekend from Alpine. And they got 6th and 8th, splitting up Lando and Rick. I think
Yeah.
Rick did somewhat okay. He had decent pace considering the status he's been at recently.
Yeah.
So
Did
The car just wasn't there this weekend
Yeah.
too. So
did anyone have both Alpines in their top 8?
Ooh,
Marcus did.
Really?
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, we all bond in our predictions
Yeah, our
this weekend,
predictions
right?
were off.
So
That's what saved you.
yeah,
Because I know
Terrible.
most
So,
of us
not one
had,
of us
or we
got a
all
single
had
driver in
Alonso.
yeah. Well, we all had
our
Alonso like
top
5th
threes-
or higher.
Yeah. Marcus had 0 correct top 3s, position or people. Like, you didn't even get one, which is pretty amazing. Kyle and I got a whopping 1 person correct, just riding the Verstappen train.
Yep.
And then, Marcus, you would have lost by a long shot if you didn't put both Alpines in there. So that saved your bacon.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, terrible
To be fair,
predictions.
I did predict the top team was gonna DNF. I just, the wrong top team.
You didn't think it'd be old Chuck Leclerc, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck, how's the chassis doing, Chuck?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I forgot all about the celebrities because we've been to like genuinely good European tracks. So I don't want to go back because we are going back.
Matthew McConaughey snuck his way into Paul Ricard actually. So
All right. I got the need for speed.
Best thing about F1 drivers, I get older and they stay the same age.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you see, you can't avoid Hollywood. It's everywhere.
Yeah. Well, even Tom Cruise was at I think
F1.
Silverstone, right?
Tom Cruise is at Silverstone. Yeah, he didn't even matter, dude. Keanu was there, so who cares about Tom Cruise? You
If
got
Tom
Keanu.
Cruise doesn't play as Perez, then I'll just.
Let's be real. It's only a matter of time before Tom Cruise gets in the seat of an F1 car. Like, yeah, you know what? Let's add this to the resume.
Yeah. Top Gun spin-off.
Yeah, I could see him and Alonso being on the young drivers list.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Alonso, I just want to give a shout out. Most race laps ever completed in F1 after the French GP. He
That's right.
surpassed Kimi this weekend.
That's right.
Does he have more race starts than Kimi too, or no?
I think they said not yet, but it will come later this season. I don't remember what race they said,
Yeah,
but
I
he
think
will do
so.
it this year. Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, he's a wily old fox.
Imagine that. Imagine this is his last season. He gets all these last stats and somehow pulls out a win in his. Oh, that'd be so awesome.
That would be cool.
But that-
I would. Yeah.
He ain't done yet though.
Doesn't sound like he wants to be finished anytime soon though.
No,
Yeah.
he's clearly far from finished.
Cause like you could tell that Kimi, like he was just over it. He's like, yeah, I don't really give a shit. But Alonso's just, he's like, yeah, no, El Plan, man, world championship, we'll see it.
Yeah, send it.
Yeah. So before we move on to Hungary, I just want to say, kind of tough weekend for the French guys. I guess Ocon made up quite a decent race. I made a comment in the last podcast that Yuki Tsunoda was ahead of Pierre Gasly in points. Sorry for that. I was very wrong about that. I don't know why I thought that. I think it's because Yuki was doing better than Gasly when they don't finish in the points. So in my mind, I just kept seeing Yuki beating Gasly, but it was in races.
That's okay.
You don't get points.
That's
Well,
all right.
to be fair, to give a shout out to the local hero, Ocon got his first French GP points this year.
Yep.
That
Yeah,
was the
that's true.
first day. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Slow clap. Good job.
Yeah, first time getting points at his home race.
Good job, Esteban.
Yeah.
Now, on that, before we move on, I had one question for you guys because last year for Paul Ricard's contract, this year,
Oh,
I
So-
have another one too.
here's my question to you guys. If I'm assuming, and I hope to God France stays on the calendar, it's the home, like the Grand Prix is literally a French term, it's from France. Stay at Paul Ricard or change to a new circuit, and the other ones in France, I think that have the grade 1 status are Magny-Cours, which they've been to before. That's where it was before. You can do the Le Mans Bugatti circuit, which is obviously not the full 24-hour circuit. I think MotoGP uses it, but it's a nice track. Or the rumored street circuit in Nice.
well, and you know my answer based by my face I made there. I'm all for the Le Mans track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we all banking that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's sick.
One other thing, because I know we talked about it on the podcast, we didn't have monkey trophies.
Yeah, that's right. I totally had blanked on that.
You got a monkey statue.
Yeah, but you didn't get the monkey trophy.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no more Paul Ricard.
That's it. Paul Ricard is done.
That was
I
it.
will say though, did anyone see those the full brimmed circuit Paul Ricard hats that everyone was wearing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
those were sick.
Those looked super cool.
Yeah, that was really cool.
I'd go for one of those bucket hats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really cool. So, 2023
But not
French
as cool
Grand
as
Prix.
monkey trophies. Unacceptable.
Yeah, no monkey
We are
trophies.
moving.
So, 2023 French Grand Prix at Le Mans. There you go.
I'm calling Stefan Domenicalo after this, and I'll give him a piece of my mind.
Well,
No monkey trophies, no Paul Ricard.
Yeah.
Get it off
Yeah.
the calendar.
Put in a good word there. Yeah, so we have another race this week.
Da-da-da.
Hungary.
Doubleheader before the summer break.
Yeah,
Be good.
it's a nice way to send us off into the summer. do we want to just jump into our predictions here for Hungary?
I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ryan, you want to start?
Yeah, I only have my own, so yours will be a surprise. So I have another Verstappen win, which I think, he does pretty good here. As long as Ferrari continues doing Ferrari things, I think that'll come to fruition. Hamilton's really quick around this track. He likes Hungary, and the Mercedes clawing back. I think somehow he's going to find another P2. Charles Leclerc is going to round off the podium, P3. Sainz will be right behind him. Perez will be down in P5. Russell in P6. Alonso in P7. And your McLaren boy, Lando Norris, for 8th.
All right.
Okay. Oh,
I got them right here. We're going to do Marcus next.
All right. So I think Verstappen's going to get his redemption from last year and take home the win. I'm going to agree with Ryan in that Hamilton is going to claim second. I've got a weird one for Ferrari. I've got Sainz, then Leclerc. I don't know why I have it like that. Just a gut feeling, which is probably going to be wrong. Then I've got Alonso in 5th, Perez in 6th, and I think Russell's going to be 7th with Norris right behind him.
Interesting.
Wow.
Interesting. Now, you guys are going to love this one. All right? Winner, Hamilton. All right.
Oh.
There you go. I'll get to that in a second. Second, Verstappen. Third, Leclerc. Fourth, Sainz. Fifth, Russell. 6, Norris. 7, Ocon. And 8th, K-Mag.
Oh.
K-Mag, okay, before the Hamilton one, Haas are putting upgrades on K-Mag's car this for Hungary. I just saw that this morning, actually. So
Nice
that's my Magnussen P8 prediction, and this will segue for all of us. My Hamilton win prediction, guys. This is it's called the Hungaroring. I'm renaming it the Hamilton O-Ring. This is his track. I'm pretty sure this is where, I don't know if he beat it or tied it, but the most wins at a single circuit that was previously held by Schumacher at I don't know what track, but Hamilton I think has like nine wins I think in Hungary. So
I hope he gets the win because I think he's the only driver to ever have a win in every single season he's competed in.
yeah, yep. So I'm calling a big day for Mercedes and a big day for Lewis.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, and Will Buxton gave him a freezie pop after France, so I think it just got him juiced up. And I think he's gonna have a big day. I don't know if he'll get pole or anything, and I do think something will still have to happen for them to get that win. Like something might happen to Verstappen or Leclerc or whatever. But regardless, I think he'll pull it off.
I've got a more important question for you guys.
Okay.
What's your favorite freezie color?
Blue.
Wow, that was quick.
Purple.
Blue and purple.
See, I'm between the white or the watermelon.
Oh, white watermelon. What color is that?
It's like a light pink. You guys haven't had the watermelon one?
No.
Oh, it's so good. It's like a light pink. It's
Dude.
like it's on the same level as the white.
So on your way home, you stop at a grocery store and you go get watermelon popsicles or
Okay.
freezies.
I want to try one of these
Yeah,
now,
we'll
actually.
find a convenience store.
Okay. Okay, maybe we'll do a Formula A taste test. Watermelon freezie. I didn't even know this existed. but now
Yeah,
I'm
and
down
it's
to
like
try.
the Mr. Freeze one. It's not like it's an off-brand. Like it's the same brand as the generic.
Now I gotta see this because I thought I'd seen all the Mr.
Here-
Freezes.
no, man,
but-
I'll pull it up right here.
All right, you do that. While we're
So as these two guys go
Yeah.
on about their freebies, just wanted to do a little update. The points system for ourselves. I am still in the lead with 58 points. Kyle's trailing behind me with 49 points. And Marcus has fallen a little bit behind with 47 points.
it's still pretty close then.
Yeah, I'd say so.
No one's really
So what do
pulling
you
away.
think? You think Ocon's not going to repeat We only have one person as Ocon to crack top 8, which is pretty sad after he got his maiden win last year.
He had quite a hard-fought battle with Seb for the win, too, so... No, I don't really think so. Oh, my goodness. I'm just sorry, I'm just seeing this watermelon freezie. That's crazy. Yeah, sorry, my world just got rocked there. I had no idea that was a thing. No, I don't have Ocon in top 8. I don't know, I don't know. He would have been 8 for me, but then I think the upgrades for Haas, I think, will help Magnussen a lot.
I want to see if that comes to life, because you'll be all aboard the Steiner jet fighter carrier ship if you get that right.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. It's a bold pick, but I'm sticking with it.
I'll call Gunter. I'll get you an invite on that warship.
Thank you very much. I can't wait to join the cruise liner. Now, I believe yesterday, right before the start, right after the French GP, and they previewed Hungary when I was watching on TV. It was like 42 degrees in Budapest. Ooh. I don't know how hot it's going to be this coming weekend, but
I will let you know shortly.
Oh, we're getting a live weather update from Budapest here, actually. Our sources are checking in. But this track is already super hard on tires. There's so many corners coming at you so quickly, and it's not a very long lap, but it's just so many corners. And if it's super hot...
It's not going to be horrible. It's going to be, so at the time of the race, it's going to be about 25 degrees Celsius.
Oh.
With 50% humidity.
Okay, so that's pretty normal, actually.
And no rain in the forecast.
All right.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe a little bit on Friday, but barely.
Okay.
So Bottas rides his car up on Friday.
I was going to say there'd be no more Bottas bowling and no Hamilton being the only car in the grid for the restart.
Oh, that was so weird.
Wasn't that funny?
I saw a meme that was how the FIA sees F1.
Take it
no
as
comment.
you want it. Yeah, this will be a good one. Hungary is great. There's always fun battles there,
yeah,
right?
Well, we saw Alonso and Hamilton last year. That was just incredible.
Absolute behemoth of a battle, like, in some of the greatest defending like you'll ever see.
That's why I have Alonso high up. I think if Alonso can nail the qualifying, he will pull a Monaco, and there will be a big gap from the front to Alonso. And even if someone gets by Alonso, that's their race.
Yeah, and it takes so long to get by them. Everyone else ahead of you is long gone anyway. You'll never catch them.
And you'll probably destroy your tires fighting him.
Yeah, well, yeah, sorry, I totally forgot his radio message in France when they gave him the gap update to the McLarens behind, and he said, I know, I'm trying to keep them close to destroy their tires.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, he just went...
That was such an Alonso comment.
Yeah, he just went full Chad and said, no, this is my world. So, and it's a lot harder to do that in France with the long straightaways than it is in Hungary. It's a lot easier to hold people up in Hungary, so... Yeah, he could have a big one, too. Mm-hmm. Could be a big one.
Yep, we'll see. Time will tell.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Last race before the summer break, Hungary.
And after we shall enjoy our break well, because we will be very busy on the rack. I was looking at the schedule. It is a triple header back to back to back.
Is the first race back on your wedding weekend too? Because there is, what race is on your...
I believe
it's
it is.
Spa.
Yes, it is, actually.
Yeah, it was Spa, too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Spa. I guess I'm going to have to rock my orange morph suit to my own wedding.
You know, we should try to find Max Verstappen ties and wear those.
That would be awesome.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna check the Amazon right now.
My beautiful fiance is behind me, and I haven't gotten the evil eye yet, so I'm gonna take those all as a
You gotta
guess.
run with it. Yeah, just run with it, dude. And yeah.
Bright orange Dutch ties. That's what I'm saying.
Is there an orange army in Hungary? I can't remember if this is a big orange army track.
I kind of just think every track has orange army now.
Well, we didn't really see it in France, though.
There was a big there's a good sized crowd in the one
Really?
grandstand. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I didn't see any flares, but
Oh, you're thinking of the McLaren grandstand, right? Yeah.
yeah, those guys. Yeah.
Right on. Interesting. Well,
So there's no exact like Max Verstappen one, but there is like a Red Bull blue tie with a F1 car on it.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to send me that.
yeah, there you go. Everybody listening should just wear this tie on Ryan's big day too. So
It's like a
Show support.
vintage Ferrari.
it's the
I'm
thought.
sure. So the wedding is a Saturday night, so qualifying should be all wrapped up. So I'll be able to watch that no problem, and then get up super early and watch the race.
And then you got an all-nighter for the race. You got a whole month to worry about that, though. So don't fret. We still got to get through Hungary. And yeah, I think have we covered everything, boys?
I think
I think
so.
so.
Pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
I hope the listeners are happy because that was a pretty packed show. We had a lot to cover. And I hope we didn't miss anything. I think we got everything. We determined that watermelon freezies are a big thing. That's what we do on this show.
And nobody makes F1 neckties.
Yeah. So there you go. We look up ties, we check weather, we talk about freezies,
That-
and then we talk a little bit about racing too.
Small town ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Company coming near you.
Yeah, boys. I think we'll sign it off here, and we'll talk to you guys next week after Hungary, review that race, and then dive into the summer break from there.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, boys.
All right,
All right.
everyone.
Enjoy the
Have a
race,
good one.
and we will talk to you guys next week. See you then.